Ring Kings Boxing, Big Q in the building. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all joining me for another episode of Ring Kings Boxing coming at you. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the share button, and share it on your social media feed. After Canelo Alvarez bust up John Ryder, who's the next opponents that we can see Canelo taking on? Now, we've heard him prattle on about, Bivol, but realistically speaking, who are the 5 best opponents for Canelo Alvarez? This was coming directly from the Bleacher Report. Shout out to them as they give us an idea of what's going on moving forward. So Canelo smashing John Ryder, and we knew, that was going to happen. So shout out to Canelo. He just bust him up in unanimous fashion, man. Only one thing is I thought he would knock him out, but shout out to Ryder. He's a very tough guy. So anyway, moving forward after he brutalized Ryder in the matchup, which we've seen that coming, what's the next 5 opponents, family, that Canelo will look at? Well, of course, you see Dimitri Bivol right at the top of the list. And Canelo said this. He wants this. He wants to see this fight. He wants it at the weight that he wants it in. But we'll see exactly how it all pans out. But let's get into this article. Lists are typically number 5 to 1, but we'll go in the ascending order this time, if no other reason than Bivol is the opponent whom Alvarez has specifically and publicly declared he's a prime objective, because they have history together. In Alvarez's mind, at least unfinished business. He and Bivol just worked the clinic on him. Bivol was skilled but largely unappreciated operator a year ago when Alvarez decided to move up to 175. I'm hearing rumors that they're talking 168. The challenge the unbeaten Russian for the WBA share of the light heavyweight kingdom. Bivol had overseen in full-fledged fashion for 2019. 12 rounds later, Alvarez has suffered his first defeat since 2013 and kindled the sort of rivalry, at least from his perspective, he had not experienced outside of a multi-fight with Triple G that stretched from 2017 to 2022. So if the superstar get his way, Bivol's got next later this summer. Right now, he told DAZN's Chris Mannix, my short-term goal is to fight with Dimitri Bivol, and then we'll see. So that's Canelo Alvarez calling out Bivol. Is that a rematch in your minds? And anyway, I want people to comment on the comment section. What they think about a matchup against Bivol? Would it turn out to be the same way? I think Canelo will come out and give him a much better outing, but could this be one of those situations where Bivol has his number? Next fight, now I really like this one. David Benavidez. That's one of my favorite fighters there, and I think he's underappreciated. And Canelo Alvarez really should fight Benavidez. And a lot of people gonna say in the comment section, Q, he never gonna fight Benavidez, which is a shame, because I would put my money on him taking. That would be a great matchup to see them go. And Benavidez, he will give him all that he got. So I'm really looking forward to that. Smart money with good reason is on Bivol. So the remaining names on the list of best frame is conditional if the rematch doesn't get made right away or subsequent to a would-be Alvarez victory if it does. Either way, no one surpasses David Benavidez. Love this one. The 26-year-old Arizonian with Mexican roots has never been a hotter commodity than he is these days, thanks to 2 previous reigns as a WBC champion at 168 and a recent defeat of ex-champ and loser to Canelo Alvarez, Mr. Plant, that made him the sanctioned body mandatory challenger to Alvarez's title that he now owns. Now, he's unbeaten. He's 27-0 with 23 knockouts, menacing 6'2", 74.5-inch reach. I love his attitude and his mentality. David Benavidez is a underappreciated champion, man, as he's eager for the showdown. But I just want to tell everyone that I have a lot of respect for Alvarez, but he has to give me that shot now. That's what everybody wants to see. Let's make it happen. I think that'll be an absolutely tremendous fight between Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez, man. I would love to see this fight. I think this would be I think that's better to me than the Bivol fight, even though Canelo wants that. So I would hope that would be the one. And then, of course, move on is David Morrell's next. If Benavidez is the hottest Canelo name at 168, Morrell is next in what seems to be record time. The 24-year-old Cuban, a 25-year-old Cuban, was decorated amateur before defecting to the United States in 2018 and turning pro the following year. He's fought and won 9 times in subsequent 45 months, scoring 8 KOs and picking up second tier WBA title jewelry along the way, but none of the wins was against any impressive opponents. So memorable introduction for many, but just latest in the win series for a confident young guy. I don't think this gets done. I don't think Morrell, which is a very good looking fighter in terms of his style, but I don't know. This one definitely doesn't get done. Jamal Charlo, Jamal going up against Canelo. I don't see this one happen. 32-0 with 22 knockouts. Title reigns in 2 divisions, but he's never engaged with a truly transcendent foe. Excuse me, a little tongue tied, and has been stuck in the competitive purgatory for near 2 full years since fighting in June of 21. That was near shutout against Amandio and Houston that provided defense to the number 4 of the WBC middleweight champion that Alvarez has surrendered in 2019. Now, if it seems like Charlo is still chasing the footsteps, it should. In fact, deciding to challenge Bivol at 175 last spring, Alvarez reportedly weighing offers from either one-off match with Charlo or a 2-fight deal that ultimately agreed to resulted with bouts with Bivol and Golovkin. So I don't see this happening, man. And this is what Charlo said. He said, I'll go to fight in Mexico if that's what he want me to do. I want to get in the ring and fight him, man. Just shut everybody up. Shut up all the naysayers. It's a matter of time, in due time. I don't think Canelo Alvarez ever fights Charlo. I'm going to just be honest with you. I don't think this one. It'll be more of the likelihood that you would see a David Benavidez fight with Canelo Alvarez before a Jamal Charlo fight. That's not going to happen. That about Beterbiev. How about that one? Well, if all this one is conditional as well, presuming Alvarez beats Bivol in a rematch at 175 and decides to remain in the weight class for a while, there's a little doubt he'd be fielding phone calls from another unbeaten Russian. This would be tough for Canelo Alvarez. In that case, the name is Artur Beterbiev. He's 38 years old, based in Montreal, who holds the 3 remaining pieces, the IBF, the WBC, and the WBO, of the light heavyweight puzzle aside from Bivol's WBA title. Now, that should be the matchup. You know, we talk about Canelo Alvarez jumping in the fray there, you know, but really the light heavyweight unification, well, undisputed unification between Bivol and Beterbiev could be something that, you know, we look at down the line. But he last appeared in January and stopped English, the contender, Anthony Yarde, in the 8th round of the scheduled 12 round. That was a good fight. And unlike Bivol, who relies on technique, the 5'11 slugger with 73-inch leans more towards violence and nuance. Yeah, he's a menacing fighter. He never stops. He's got a rock chin and he got power and dynamite in both fists. Canelo is a risk taker, and now that makes him so popular. The veteran promoter who works with Beterbiev told Sky Sports it will be a massive fight because the betting action will go both ways. Some will say Beterbiev is too big and powerful. Others will say Canelo is special and can handle everybody. It's one of those, the biggest fights in boxing. I don't know if that gets done. So these are some of the ones from 1 to 5. What do you guys think? Which one of these do you like and think is more realistic outside of Canelo Alvarez going to a rematch with Dimitri Bivol? This is interesting, but any one of these fights, to be honest with you, would be better than the John Ryder fight. Don't you think so? Anyway, put your comments in the comment section below and let me know which fight would be a better play for Canelo Alvarez. Me personally, the Bivol fight is interesting, but I would rather have Canelo against give me Benavidez and Canelo. That's what I would vote for. But let me hear what you guys got to say in the comment section. Let me know. And I'm going to holler at y'all on the next one. Much love to the fam. Peace and big ups.